Hey guys, we're getting ready to talk Modern Family Season 8, Episode 9, Snowball, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
This is such a funny song because Steven picked this song out for us, but this was my grandma's favorite song.
No way.
Yeah, like favorite Christmas song. And like not to be like really like, this is kind of sad, but she actually died on Christmas Eve too.
Oh my God,
So sorry.
I'm so
But that's just like so her. Like she was always like, this is gonna be me one day. I'm gonna get run over by a reindeer.
Oh my gosh.
So we used to play and laugh about it. So it's so funny that he picked this song.
Like, Grandma, don't joke about that.
I know. So even though we're in LA, guys, we're getting ready for Christmas here and on Modern Family. So welcome back. We're about to talk Modern Family Season 8, Episode 9, Snowball. And I'm your host tonight, Jessie Zahner. You can find me on all social media at AthletChick. And Nikki's out tonight, so we have a special co-host with us tonight. So introduce yourself and tell them where they can find you.
Hey guys, I'm Kate Durocher. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, all the above at Kate Durocher 11. Easy enough.
Yeah, so we, this is such a funny episode of Modern Family. I mean,
Always.
I know, I always say that, and I said that last episode, and Nikki and I were talking, and I was like, this episode is so funny.
So funny.
That's what I was saying last episode, and I was like, I think the last episode was my favorite episode of all time.
Really?
But, yeah, it was
Oh my gosh.
so great. But
I don't think I could choose one that's my favorite because they're all just so funny. Their
know.
one-liners kill me.
Exactly. No, you're so right. So last week was a really good one, but this one definitely.
It was great.
I know.
The opening with Jay and Gloria's Christmas sweaters. I
Yes.
was like, yes, this is going to be good.
Yeah, so it opens up where Jay and Gloria and Phil and Claire are at Jay and Gloria's house, and they are wearing these matching like ugly sweaters of like a reindeer.
Yeah, reindeer head on one and reindeer butt on the other.
Yeah.
Classic.
Have you ever had to wear like matching ugly sweaters?
Never matching, but I really wish that was a thing that's happening. I'm going to a party on Friday, and I have to wear an ugly sweater, but maybe I'll try to match with someone.
Yeah.
That would be great.
So I've never worn an ugly sweater that I matched in, but there has been a time where like my husband and I were like really busy one day, and the cat got really sick, and we had to run to the vet.
Oh, no.
So we're just like scrambling around the house, and I don't know why, but I didn't look at him and I didn't look at myself. But when we got to the vet, we were wearing the same shirt. Like
No.
somehow we had the same shirt and we were wearing it.
That's
And I look at him
amazing.
and I'm like, dude, you're wearing the same shirt as me. And he's like, no, I put this on first. Like you put it on after me. I'm like, so you
okay.
knew I was wearing the same shirt as you? Like, come on.
That's what happens when you spend too much time with a person.
Dude, it was
That's
so
what it is.
bad. I'm like, this is your fault because you knew. Like, I didn't know until
Oh
we got
my
here.
gosh.
So
That's amazing.
I'm not the kind that would wear a matching sweater.
Yeah, I think if it was reindeers like Jay and Gloria, I'd
might pull it
I'd be
off.
into it. I don't know if
Okay.
I would pull it off.
All right,
but I'd be
guys,
into
are you
it.
single?
I am single.
All right, guys. So if you are into matching sweaters, this is your girl right here.
You heard it here first.
So,
Hit me up.
so it's so funny because they're at Jay and Gloria's, and we find out that they're going to chaperone like a school winter dance.
What is it? The snowball?
snowball,
Yeah. I wish we had snowballs in high school. It sounds awesome.
I know. I didn't have any snowballs either, but I did come from a lot of snow, an area with a lot of snow. So
Okay.
we had other snowballs.
Yeah, you don't
but-
need any more snow.
Yeah, I'm good with snowballs. So, you know, we know like how Claire is with the volunteering. So this is a big deal. They're volunteering with
Right.
Gloria and Jay is trying to get out of this. He wants to do a guys' night, and somehow, some way it works.
Yeah.
And Phil is so excited.
Well, Jay doesn't even want to do a guy's night. He wants to have a night by himself.
exactly.
Per usual, typical Jay.
And did you see that coming?
Oh, 100%. I always feel so bad for Phil when that happens.
know.
He just wants Jay's approval. Like, it's
I
so
know.
cute.
And it's like, but how does Phil not see this? I mean, we know what kind of character he is, but I'm like, come on, Phil.
He just always has that hope.
I know, he does. And that's why I
blind
love
ambition.
him.
Yeah. Phil's probably my favorite character in all of TV.
Yes.
I think he's just the funniest, sweetest man alive.
He is so funny.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
I love him. I think he's got to be my favorite on the show. So it works. They're gonna
Good
have
job, Jay.
Yeah. Seriously,
Pulled it off.
they're gonna have a guys' night.
Yeah.
the girls leave. Phil's so excited. And Jay goes, okay, give him about like 5 minutes lag time, and then then you can go.
Yeah, and Jay's like, or Phil's like, wait, no, buddy, we're not gonna hang out. And then refuses to leave.
Yeah.
Which I love that he did that.
I know. So it's so funny because Jay is so smart in this situation, and then he kind of kicks him to the curb, but then he realizes he needs Phil because Phil is not going to just like hang out or go home and just like be himself.
Right, because Phil was like, I'm either going to go to the dance or I'm going to hang out with you. And if I go to the dance, you're screwed because you're going to look like a jerk.
Exactly.
So it's pretty smart. Well played, Phil.
But I'm like, Phil, just go home. Just like have like you have kids, you have a wife, like you need your alone time. Like go home, and
go detox a little.
Yeah, so Phil somehow gets his way, and him and Jay are going to hang out because Jay doesn't want him to go to the dance. So flip over to the dance.
Which, by the way, the dance looks amazing. Which we find out later why it looks so amazing, which is great. So apparently, Manny and Alex are putting on the dance, right?
Yes.
And Manny accidentally goes way over budget for the dance, and some panic ensues. So that was great, but the dance looked good. So
it looked amazing. I mean, he was like so professional with his little microphone. He's running around.
Typical Manny.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, like Manny, he's hilarious, but I'm like, oh my god, just be a kid.
I know.
Please, just relax.
Well, it's so funny because Gloria is such a funny mom. Like she and then she has this kid who's just like. So like OCD,
so like type A,
and,
so type A.
Yeah, and she's like so chill, but so he ends up spending $8,000 instead of $800.
Which, by the way, who could possibly spend $8,000 on a high school dance?
Right.
Like,
well, and also like who gives kids like okay, you go ahead and spend $800 on the dance.
Right. When I was treasurer in high school, that's not how that worked at all. I had no reign over anything. All I remember is like counting some 20s here and there.
Yeah,
that's it.
I was like, okay, that's interesting how you got that money, but so the
Spend
dance,
it all, I guess.
the dance looks amazing. Cam and Mitchell are there, and Principal Brown tells them that the football players want him there because they're gonna pull a prank on Cam.
Right, and Cam's thinking, no, they want me here because they value me and they love me. And then he says this, and he's all crushed.
So that's such a funny situation because the entire time Cam is freaking out because he hates pranks.
Yeah.
He does not want to be,
But
pranked.
Secretly, he wanted that prank because he wanted to feel like loved by his team.
Right.
So
yeah. So Mitchell explains it to him like, okay, they're doing a prank because they obviously love you. Like that's what they do.
Yeah.
And then when he finds out that it's actually the wrestling coach that's gonna get pranked,
Yeah.
then he's like down on himself, like what? They don't like me. So the whole time he's like smashing things and like hitting things out of people's hands, trying to break the prank.
right, trying to like bust him for alcohol and everything. But then we find out, Principal comes back, tells him that the reason that he's here is because they think he's a pushover.
Right.
Which I thought was really sad because Cam like cares about these football players so much.
I know.
And then to hear that, it's got to be like,
Yeah.
it's so crushing.
So yeah, and he does take offense to it because then he goes off and he's like stealing people's inhalers and telling him, "I've seen these vapes before. Like you can't vape in here."
They're like, Coach, that's his inhaler. Like he really needs that. When that happened, I thought it was gonna go into a scene where like the kid like ended up needing his inhaler and like Cam has it and something bad happens. That's where I thought it was going, but did not go that route.
Yeah. So aside from that, my favorite part of the show was Claire and Gloria.
Yeah.
Because they meet Marjorie, who you kind of have a connection to.
Yeah. So Marjorie is actually one of my good friend Alex's cousin, Vanessa Bayer. So it was really ironic because she's so funny. I was just telling her she was just an office Christmas party, like hilarious. So having her on the show was a nice little surprise tonight.
I know. I was so excited to see her. So she's playing the part of Marjorie, who is like your typical like PTA mom who's all into everything, like wants you volunteering all the time.
Sounds like my nightmare.
Super uptight. Yeah, she's a serious nightmare.
I could not deal with that. Like Claire and Gloria don't.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That makes sense.
So they decide she needs a man because she's just a mess. Because she tells the story about how her mom always says, "Oh, and that's why your husband left you," and she starts like almost crying, and it's just.
Poor girl.
It's so wrong because like she is a nightmare for real. But then I like feel bad for her, and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't.
I know.
Think that.
I know. When she was talking about her like love for toasters and collecting toasters, I was like,
that's what.
Oh no.
I know, and I'm like, I shouldn't be like judging people like if she likes the toasters, let her have the toasters. But I'm
Sure.
like, oh my God.
Super weird.
Yeah.
Super weird.
So they decide she needs a man, and they're like, who can we hook her up with? And they're looking around, they're like, Principal Brown.
Perfect.
Yes.
Which I actually think they'd make a great couple.
I do too. I know. I was excited.
Yeah.
I was like hoping this would work out and
Yeah.
we would like see this down the road. Oh, I should save that for predictions.
Oh.
But so Claire starts talking to Principal Mitchell, and she's pointing over at Marjorie, who's sitting there with Gloria talking, and
Oh man.
he's all into it because he thinks she's talking about Gloria.
Right.
And
like every guy in Modern Family. Like, oh, Gloria likes me. Yes.
yes,
Like
exactly.
any guy in the world with Gloria.
So sadly he finds out that it's not Gloria, it's Marjorie.
Which also was so awkward when he walked up to her and was like, I'm interested in you too. And she's like, what?
Yeah, she's like, I have a husband. Like, what are you talking about?
my butt is at home. The other half of my sweatshirt.
Yeah.
So great. But yeah, that was pretty cringeworthy. It was great.
Yeah.
But so then Marjorie comes up to him, which was even more cringeworthy, I thought. I was sitting there like, oh my God, girl, stop.
Oh
like,
my
stop
God.
doing this.
She was so out of control. And then when she's coming up with her phone and she's like, can you tell my mom? Can you tell my mom that Principal Brown likes me? Because she doesn't believe me. It's like, dude, please.
So middle school. I love that.
It was perfect for the snowball dance.
So good.
So with them, basically they start talking, and they kind of, Principal Brown's telling her, you know, these are all the reasons that I don't think this is going to work out.
All valid reasons.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
Yeah, and many other reasons too. But she just goes in for it and kisses him.
Yeah.
And I guess that
it seemed
changed
to work.
his mind. Yeah. I don't know how, but
super bold move, but
yeah.
I mean, do what you got to do, girl. I don't know.
So back at the
great.
dance, Mitchell is feeling weird at the beginning because he's like, oh, like I hated school. I was bullied.
Right, being shoved in lockers.
Yeah.
All that stuff because he's gay.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's not going to take it this time. So he finds out that somebody's bullying. Yeah. Damien
this
is
new
there.
guy.
Yeah. Picking on everybody.
Yeah.
And he does not like
not cool
this.
with it.
Yeah.
I'm not cool with it.
So he goes to find out who the hell this kid is, and he's gay.
Yeah, surprise.
Yeah. So he's like, he just like stops and he's looking and he's like, he doesn't even know what to do.
Like, do I take this kid's side or do I defend these other kids? Like, what do I do in this situation?
Right.
Which is such a great little twist.
Oh
that
my
they threw
God,
in
it was
there.
so, I don't know how they
So
think this
clever.
stuff up. Yeah, it's so funny. So he ends up having this talk with him.
Which goes very poorly.
Yeah.
Very, very poorly.
He basically, he tells him I've blazed this trail for you so that you could get to the point where you are.
Wait, what was the line? He was like, when the kid was like, oh, here comes Martin Luther Queen.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's giving him this whole speech on how like I did this all for you and like you're making like progress for gay people worse, and Martin Luther Queen. I was like,
yes, that was so funny. Actually, I love this Damien kid. He's so funny. His
is
like
really
one-liners
funny.
are just so great.
Like, I don't think I would be able to like think that quickly and have those comebacks like he did.
It's so
fast.
funny. Yeah. He's so funny. So Mitchell's done. He's not taking it anymore.
Poor
He
Mitchell.
tries to give him this speech. It totally doesn't sit with him. So
What do you do in that case?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You just
shove him in the locker.
that's what you do. You just shove him in the locker. Like, sorry.
I love. He's like, I'm not proud of this next part.
I know, it's so funny. So that was so great with those guys. And then
Damien deserved it though.
he totally
Let's be
deserved it.
honest.
Yeah.
He was kind of the
my
worst.
gosh, he was horrible.
So bad.
So Phil and Jay, in the meantime, we see what they're doing on their guys' night out.
Yeah, which is sitting in a jacuzzi.
Yeah.
And singing the Lion King song. Which, so Phil, just like, that is literally the definition of Phil, is doing something like that.
Yeah.
And poor Jay's just sitting there like.
I know, he's got himself into this predicament because they were sitting on the couch and they were throwing, Phil's throwing all these ideas at Jay, and he's just not having it.
Wait, what were some of the ideas again? I'm trying to think of them.
There was so many. He did stuff from like go to the bar to just like
Jay's like, no.
Originally, he like wanted to go dancing because he's like, now that the dance is in the air, like, and he's like, no.
So, oh my gosh, can you imagine then like going out salsa dancing or something?
No. I could imagine Phil. Phil would have loved 100%, it. Yeah,
he would have killed it.
But they were, so Jay was not having anything that Phil wanted to do.
All Jay wanted to do is go drink his scotch. That's all he cared about.
Exactly. Well, and I feel like as an adult, when you have kids and you're married, it's like you need that alone time.
Right.
But Phil doesn't, I guess.
Phil just wants to be around people 24/7.
He does.
I feel like he's like feeds off other people's energy.
I wish I was like that.
I know.
Like I love being around people and I hate being alone too. But like I feel like sometimes like I come to work and I'm just like,
I know.
Not this work, people, but my other job. I come to work and I'm like, I don't feel like talking to anybody today.
Right, I just need to be in like a cubicle.
Alone. Yes.
I know, I just got a different job and I was like so excited because I was going to be around more people because I used to freelance and I was like stoked. But then I get there and like all these people are talking to me when I'm trying to work and I'm like, oh, this is not what I wanted it to
Exactly.
be.
So we all need like our peace. Full time alone. But not Phil.
No, never.
So Phil throws all these ideas. Jay does not want to do them.
Yeah.
And then he says, fine, I'll do the next thing you want to do, which is sit in the jacuzzi and sing Lion King.
Totally normal bro night stuff. Okay.
So it's totally normal.
It's great.
So they end up leaving because I think Jay must be fed up with this.
Yeah. I mean, after Phil had him sing the Lion King, the weem away, that whole thing. And Jay was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
We're leaving. Like, this is my last straw. So, they go to the dance.
Phil gets him to go to the dance. Phil really wanted to go to the dance.
It surprised me that he actually convinced him to go.
Yeah.
I'm happy, though, because I think it's hilarious.
So it is so funny because this is just like typical. This is like what happens in life, though. Yeah. Because Jay does not want to go. They get there. And then
I know where you're going with this.
The football players finally are ready to play their prank on Cam. He somehow gets out of the way and they slime.
Yeah.
I guess you could call it slime.
He walks out. Jay walks right into the
spot and he just gets slimed.
It's like a Nickelodeon when they slime people.
That's what it reminded me of. That's why I'm calling it slime. It might just be blue paint. I don't know, but I feel like he's getting slimed.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But that's so funny because that's just so typical of just like life.
I know.
Like I feel like it's the negative people who are always like complaining about everything that just like
I know the
that
people
stuff
who, like,
happens too.
Right? Who like really don't want to go and they're the ones who end up having like something happen to them.
So positive thoughts, people. Yeah. Positive thoughts.
That's what you
don't.
Get.
Yeah, it is.
Don't be such a Scrooge.
Exactly.
It's Christmas. Don't be a Scrooge.
So he gets slimed, and that's basically it. The one part that I did forget, which we've been talking about, is. They spend way too much money on this.
Oh, yes. Yes,
this is the key
dance.
Part of the
episode.
So they need to make up all this money because Luke, Luke and Manny were only supposed to spend $800. They spent $8,000. Yeah. So Manny gets up on stage and he's ready to just kind of sell himself out and say, hey, we need money to...
Sorry, classmates. Give me your money because we're broke now. Yeah.
But Luke's not having it. So Luke takes the mic from him and does some ridiculous lie about somebody one of their classmates not being able to walk or something.
We need $8,000 or our classmate may never walk again. And then the part where he's like, so give generously so your date thinks like you're a nice guy or something. I was like, that was a great point.
I know. I'm like, damn, I need to hire him as like a sales guy. Like he is good.
Right. He should do my PR or something.
Yeah.
Like, he handled that well.
So hopefully, I mean, from the sounds of it, I think they're going to make the money.
I think so too. I think those dates want their girls to think that they're rich.
So at the end, they do kind of like a little commercial trying to raise more money, and it's so funny. And he has like tears. Luke has like tears coming down his face.
My favorite part of Modern Family is the like after you come back from the commercial break, the like 30 seconds right at the end.
It's so funny.
Favorite part.
It is so funny.
Every time it's just so good.
Yeah.
So that was a great one. They did it kind of differently this time, but I really liked it.
I know. So this was a really good episode. So let's go into our predictions for next week. So.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
I always have trouble with predictions here, and I always get it wrong, but I have some predictions. What do you think?
So I thought it was interesting in this episode that Haley and Alex were in it at all. I mean, they mentioned Haley for like 2 seconds in the beginning. And then we didn't see them or anything.
Right.
So I think the next episode is going to be a lot about them. Maybe Haley and the weatherman.
Yes.
Whatever his name is. I think he's the
Rainer.
worst. Yeah.
Oh my God. I do too.
Can't stand him.
I know.
So I think that's what's going to happen.
That's a great guess.
Yeah.
And I wonder if we'll get to see Rainer's daughter more with Haley, because I thought that was such a funny dynamic at last episode.
Rainer's daughter being 14, she looks older than me.
Well,
like,
actually, Nikki and I were talking about that last episode. We're like, in real life, is she older than Haley?
Yeah, she's gotta be.
Yeah. So my hope for next episode is that we see Principal Brown and Marjorie.
Yes.
I would love for them to be like reoccurring characters that we like see together.
Shoot, maybe we can get her on the show.
Oh, that'd be amazing. So I would love to see that. We didn't see Alex and Haley, which I love them. So I would love to see them. And also this season, we haven't been seeing a ton of Lily.
Oh, you're right.
So that's like making me really sad because I love Lily.
Yeah.
So I was hoping to see her, and I was actually hoping to see Dwight too. So Dwight is the football player that they have, and
him and Alex. Whatever happened with that?
So I'm just like, why is he not here at the dance? What's going on?
Yeah, I would love to see like him and Alex are going on some dates or something.
I know.
Well, even though he's a high schooler and she's in college, so it's a little weird. But...
I know. See, I was all for it. And Nikki's like, no, it's kind of weird because she's like in college and he's not. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Well, he sure doesn't look.
But he looks
like a high school student.
He looks like. I know he doesn't. So I guess that's all for tonight's episode.
I loved it.
Yeah, I know. Me too. So thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to AfterBuzz TV on YouTube and like and comment on our videos. And you guys can find me on all social media at Athletic, and tell them where they can find you.
You can find me at Kate Durocher 11.
And we'll see you guys next week. See ya.
Guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.